So only this side like has the look that I want it to have. And even that is something I'd still want to fix up here because it looks like got some nasties going on here. Let me try something here. Let me try. I'm gonna delete these edges. Because let me see if I can put like a holding edge inside of there. I think that'll be nice. Put a holding edge inside this thing. So I'm turning this spherical pill shape into something that that will maintain and give me something that I can put an edge loop through. So now that I've kind of deleted that shape, I should be able to put like an edge loop in here. Oops, okay. So now that that turned into something, I need to delete this edge. And do the same thing over here. Yeah, I gotta do that on the bottom too. Such a long piece. Nope, not what I wanted you to do, buddy. But yeah, we're recording this Katana so that we can use it for we have a student doing a Katana this month, but we can use it as a demo asset. Kind of slap these guys together there. Make sure you tell your model how you want it to triangulate. It's going to be important. Actually, I'm still getting that little triangulation there because of that tall shape. So instead of me doing things this way, I'm actually going to delete all these edges. Same thing here. I'm going to put a holding edge right here to let it hold this shape out. And then kind of set this shape up. Once again, I like to make sure my triangles are doing the right thing. So let's see what that does there. That got rid of that little ring, that triangle that was happening there. Gotta be really careful with this stuff. I might even grab these guys and just pull them down a little bit so I have something a little bit cleaner. There. And if I'm just cleaning up this one side so that way I can go back and just mirror it to the other side. And actually, before I get too heavy into this, I should just say I should UV this thing before I mirror it, because then I can reuse that stuff and not have to UV this thing twice. Wouldn't that be nice? Just get like a... There we go. Okay, so we got some holding edges in there that are going to serve a higher purpose. History. Now, I'm using 3 mode to kind of look at what this thing's going to do to my model. I'm probably going to have to delete a little bit of this stuff out on my game res, and that won't be too bad. We'll see how this stuff works. So actually, right now I'm going to let me split this guy in half, UV it, and then oh, not delete the edge, disconnect, detach. Sorry, detach component, so that way I get that. It should do the job. Let's see. Yep. So that separated my model out. I deleted the right side, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is one of the important parts about UVing here. Let me grab these guys out. If I'm not, my UV seams are probably going to be the same, so I'm not going to have to worry about if when I'm deleting geometry, what that's going to do, because I think that's going to do the right thing for us. And I think, once again, I'm not certain. We talked about this yesterday, if I want to leave this thing in there or not for the game res, and just make it a normal map bake. I think it'll be more impressive if we bake it as a normal map. It'll probably be cleaner and help round my blade out maybe. So all those things considered there, right? Yep, so let's do this. I'm going to hit my camera-based projection. That's my favorite, is camera-based. Okay. And now we can do an unfold on this guy, see what it looks like. Nothing too different there. Here's the deal though, with this long blade, and this is one of the things that messes people up sometimes. With this long blade, if I if I leave this blade as this really long shape, okay, and I keep all my UVs nice and up to date and to scale with everything, then my handle's only going to be like this big, and that blade's going to be all the way up here. There's going to be a lot of extra UV space. So what I oftentimes encourage students to do is to split their blade up in half. Okay, so find like a middle point, cut that UV seam, and let that shape be two shapes, okay, instead. We can use triplanar projection to override and overcome that UV seam there if we put any details on there, but we're not going to put a whole lot of details on this blade. One UV seam's not going to kill us, I would say. Okay, but this is going to let our model have a lot more UV resolution to it, okay? I think we have enough UV space that I'm not going to mirror this thing entirely as far as reusing the UVs, so I'm not going to offset the UVs probably. Let's align these things though. I want to straighten them out. The straighter our UVs are, the better this thing is going to be as far as aliasing goes. So I'm actually going to click over here and do orient shell, and that's actually going to straighten my lines out as much as they can, or straight. It's going to rotate my UVs around to be as straight as they can be. Kind of push you guys over here, like that. All right, so that's what I have there. Now, I don't know. I think those UVs are not too bad. There's still a lot of reducing I want to do, so I'm not going to go too far into that. I really didn't have to do a lot of that work. Let me, it'll still be pretty easy to clean with this high res, so the high res does not need UVs. Let's keep that in mind too there, okay? Just remember that the UVs are not needed on the high res, because the high res it's just something pretty, okay? It's not something that is think I did have it in the right spot. I just had to scale it and reverse it around. See if we can line this stuff up a little bit cleaner here. Get as close as we can. Whenever I'm dealing with stuff like this, where it's like, okay, what the heck happened here? My blade has this seam to it, and it's all kind of crooked and stuff here. What I like to do with that is grabbing my stuff. Actually, I can't. Here. I'm going to isolate my view here, so I'm only looking at that stuff. Select my seam. Select my outside. Jeez. I hate long assets. Long pieces are really a pain sometimes. I don't want to select this stuff out here because that's a good thickness. I want to keep that. Alright, but everything down this way is pretty important. I'm going to go to scale. Holy cow. And I'm just going to scale this guy flat. I'm going to scale it flat, and that's going to flatten that line out. I should do the same thing together on the other piece too. I'm just going to select this guy, go to edges. Oh. One of them was selected. This over here is not selected. Okay. This should be centered. I don't know why we're offset like that though. Let me check some stuff real quick. I think we have something over here, yeah. Alright, now that looks centered, okay? So if I scale this guy down now, we're gonna meet in the middle there, and that should line up pretty good. And that gives me a better opportunity now to combine these shapes together. To go to vertices and just merge the vertices. Check your stuff in 3 mode. If you see anything that's deviating from what 3 mode kind of looks like, then you know that it's not doing the right thing. But that looks okay to me. It looks like that came through. Turn my wireframe off here, take a look at what it looks like. Yeah, all right. Now I have that mirrored stuff there. Let's pull that UV editor up again. Take a look at our shape. Now we have multiple shapes here, okay? If I wanted to reuse this blade, make sure I'm grabbing the right, yeah, that's the whole blade. If I wanted to reuse this guy, okay, and have him occupy other UV space, I could come over to transform and just hit the arrow key with the 1.0 move and just offset him whole UV space, okay? That way, this shape is not baking. This shape is, but it's receiving the same information as the first shape. So this guy's gonna bake, this guy's gonna get all the painting information, and this one's just gonna copy what's happening to this one, basically. So I could do something like that. I think I have the UV space here though, and I'm going to sacrifice that UV space and have an asymmetrical model here. So that, I think that might look a little bit nicer, is doing something like this. And what it's also going to do too is allow me to flip these UVs around so that I don't have reverse normals or anything that may look a little funky, okay? I'm getting emails off the Yin Yang right now. Alright, so this, I have a high res and a game res, or I have a high res done. That high res has UVs, but they're not really necessary. I just duplicated it over for the sake of time here. I'm still isolated, that's why. Okay, now I need to reduce this sword down. And like I said, I feel like we don't want to have this crevice here for the game res. Let me assign this guy to the high res. Add selected object. I'm going to duplicate that object, and then I'm going to add selected object to low. That way, I got a low blade and a high blade. So let's work on that low blade now. Everything's lined up the way that it should be. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this guy here first. That might clean things up a little bit for me here and make my job at reducing things a little bit easier. There we go. I'm just gonna grab these guys here. I don't need this guy in one mode either anymore. That's a bonus. I'm selected all the way to the top. Cool. So I'm just going to detach that component. That should clear me away here. No. You know what I didn't do is I didn't detach the bottom, did I? Oh my goodness. Best of luck for you guys who are modeling. So I should be detached. I think... Did I not select some of this stuff? Yeah, I didn't. Detach that. Let's see if that works. There we go. That's hunky-dory now. Excellent. And I don't need holding edges anymore either, okay? So that's something that holding edges are not going to do anything good for the game res. So let's get rid of that stuff too. I'm going to take these guys and just collapse them down. In fact, that's going to make cleaning up this triangle a little bit easier. Let me see if I can do this. Let's press up, down, there we go, down. That's going to select all of my little lines there. Should have done that in the first place, actually. Did that select all the other side too? Sure enough, it did. Alright, let's just collapse that down. And you'll see that those two edge loops turned into one edge loop at that point. Pretty cool. I'm going to do that more often. Grab this guy, and we'll do the same. We'll just press down, collapse those edges, and get rid of those holding edges. Still looking kind of nasty on that side there. You don't need this either, probably. Collapse that down. I still don't think that I'm conflicting with any UV seams right now, so that's we should still be golden here. Don't need this shape either anymore. So for this side, we're just going to, I'm going to grab, heck, I can just grab this shape, deselect this middle shape here, and I believe I probably have stuff, yeah, selected over here. So get rid of that stuff. Okay. So what's happening here is I have an even amount of sides on this side as I do on this side, most likely. So I should be able to hit bridge. Nope. Something happened. Something's uneven here. It's like I have an extra edge loop over here or something. This guy's going to go away, so don't worry. Come on back, try that same thing again. Basically just filling a hole here. And letting the geometry do the job for me though, hopefully. Bridge, yeah. Alright, there was an extra edge loop there. Okay, so that filled the hole in for me and plugged the geometry back together. Cool beans. We could do the same thing over here now. That guy should be pretty simple to select. Let me just take this guy all the way down here. I'm doing a detach right now, so I don't want to leave two edge loops for me there. All right, take our trip up north again. Detach these guys. Detach component. That should allow me to just select this guy here. Let's select all this stuff out. Now I'm hoping that we're good on this shape here too. I doubt it, since we have like that missing edge over there. Oh! It still had a vertice there, I guess. Cool. Whatever. I'll take it. Okay, now let's look at UVs. Let's see how much I messed up here, right? I don't see any difference. Just the missing of some of those details. So good to go there. I've got a UV seam here though, so let's figure that out. Let me move and sew maybe? I don't know. No. Something happened here with these faces. They're not attached. I think the vertices are probably off. So here's how we correct those issues. Just fill the hole again and just redraw that. Redraw that. Come on. Redraw that shape. Holy God. Thank you. There we go. Okay, and the same thing is not happening to the other side, so we're good on that. All right. Let's save this thing out before I destroy my scene. Okay, so I'm going to be looking now for some reduction of topology here. These guys are going to be the biggest division, or the biggest reduction of geometry, in my opinion, is some of these long ones here. Okay, and we'll lose some ones on the side there too. Now we still want our model to have a good silhouette though, okay? So we can't go crazy with this stuff. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do that little trick where I just press up, select all my edges in that line, and just collapse it. Do the same thing here. Collapse, collapse, collapse. And I think this edge loop here, I would like to see if I can't just slide you around. I like to have evenly distributed geometry. We don't want to have holding edges or anything that's going to create some nasty stuff. I might be able to lose you. Not too bad on the geometry there. I think that'll do the job. Probably lose you. Some of this topology was here to, you know what I could do here? I can press up, but like leave this here and only collapse this stuff on the top here. That way it triangulates it, and the stuff that's too close together that doesn't have any purpose, that stuff can get collapsed, but the stuff out here that is actually making a difference stays there. Okay, so you can kind of see me reducing some of this stuff down. I think these guys seem important. But from this point here, I think we can do like a reduced we can reduce this guy down by 50%. So just like grab every other edge loop here. And we're still, you know, we're not losing that silhouette. It doesn't seem like. I think we're still good. Slide you a little bit. We'll do an unfold just to make sure that this stuff does the right thing. Just keep that reduction going here. If you guys have any questions, let me know as I'm going here. I want to be able to answer any questions you may have on my approach here. Okay, we got this blade going. It would seem like, yeah, this is definitely not necessary topology. We could just delete this stuff. Where's my delete edge at? Okay, you want to make sure you're using delete edge. If you just hit the delete button, then that is going to leave vertices there, and we don't want that. Let me soften this guy out. Because UV seams were still hardened, so we don't want that. We may need to check. Let me our UVs are okay for that right now. Let me check high res here real quick. I want to make sure we don't have hard edges on the high res either, because that also could conflict with some things here. Yeah, like you see that hard edge. Just soften that stuff out. You don't want to have hard edges unless you necessarily have to. Okay. If I come over to low res here, and that low res geometry simply can't handle this beveled shape, and I get some smoothing errors from that, then I may want to make that a hard edge. That would be the exception to this thing, is maybe that. But truthfully, like, I have this long katana blade, I've got a sharp cutting edge. It's softening out. It's not softening out too bad, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't really need to have a hard edge. I'm not seeing any shading happening around these edges that concerns me right now, at least. How does the high res look? Does it look sharp? You know what, I think I might take some artistic license here and bevel this guy out. Just make it like a holding edge, make it a sharper edge maybe. Let's see what this looks like. Let me get another holding edge in here. Ooh, it wraps around too. Perfect. I just want this shape to seem sharp. Probably gonna have to clean this up at the bottom. We'll see what it looks like. There we go. This, I mean, the high res is where we want to get those details in though, okay? So just know that that's where we're putting all that emphasis in, is getting those shapes looking good on the high res. Because it's just going to bake in as a normal map for the game res. Alright, so that's where all my crap went. That is weird. Change you up a little bit here. I think if I just dead end you over here, we'll still be looking good. Cool. Alright, so we got a high res and a game res for the blade. UVs on the game res too. I can tuck away high res, and let's look at the UVs of this shape now. Actually, I need to make sure let's go over here. We delete my history so we don't get too crazy here. I'm just going to select this shape and do an unfold. Just keep that going. Just press G to redo that operation. There, because I did slide some things around. You want to always make sure that you don't have any stretching UVs I'll take a look at all the stretching that's happening once I UV the handle. Push your stuff in as close as you can here too. That way, you know, you give yourself a little bit of room, but we're going to optimize for the highest resolution on UVs as possible. All right. Let's play with this guy. Now this is a cylinder. So nothing too crazy actually has to happen here. Okay, I'm actually just I'm gonna project the stuff that's important. You know, I want most of my details over here to look good. That thin side is not really as important, okay? So this needs to look good. Let me do another camera-based projection. Shouldn't be too hard to get this guy looking good. I'm going to select some UV seams. Cut those seams. Separate my model out. Let's do a flip. Let's flip them around. Unfold. Ooh, goodness, that's not good. Okay. This model does not like that shape going on there. Woof. Okay. So I'm not going to do the unfold tool. Let's see what the smooth tool can do. I like this guy. I wish they had that in the in my right click options. They unfortunately took that out. But the smooth tool is nice. It's over here. This gives me this little slider here, and I can kind of relax my geometry out and unfold it, and you can kind of see this stuff just, no pun intended, but unfold before your eyes. The hilarity. Let's try it with this guy here too. Now truthfully, you know, I'm looking at this and that's a lot of topology for a handle. Let's I think I need to reduce this stuff down, in all honesty here. We're rocking pretty hardcore with this. Let me try something here. I wonder if I could do... No, that just moves things around too much. Okay, so I'm going to... I'm gonna do some stuff here. I'm just gonna hit this 1 key. I should have done this before I duplicated it. That was my bad there. That's not good either. What am I working with here then? Like all I have to reduce is these shapes here and some of this stuff. What does this look like? Okay, I can deal with that. So let's try doing that then. I'm going to... The way that I have this thing duplicated is these edges are pretty crappy. That's a technical term. They're not really helpful on, truthfully, on either side. So let's delete these and see if this makes a difference. This may or may not be an arduous process that you guys may be able to fast forward through if you're watching a video. You can't fast forward to the Zoom training though, guys, sorry. You're stuck here with me. This is why, you know, planning ahead though. You guys gotta plan ahead. Oh, okay. That wasn't too bad. I was like, I did this like 50 something times. Let's see what we get. Interesting. Well, it's definitely a reduction though, so that's also good. How can I fix this issue here? I'm trying to find like a fast way to do this. It doesn't involve me like doing this thing right here and then deleting these edge loops. Okay, so let me do my V shapes here. I gotta do this on both sides. Use the tool that's active. Don't like sit there and just keep switching tools with each one. That's gonna be a little bit of a waste of time. I have to do this on the other side too. So yay. Gotta get that foresight, right? Get some foresight on this. I think I'm gonna go through and delete another edge too, because I feel like there's another edge that we can get rid of. Did I not? Oh, I guess I missed these guys. These were not part of my deletion. Okay. And let me try deleting this guy too. Alright. Now, this could also do the same thing. Let's do that, and I'll do another V shape for that shape over there. Okay, delete. Since I already have the delete tool on, and I know what I'm doing here, I'm just going to keep pressing G to redo that operation. I think we can get to baking today. I hope so. You know, I don't have a handle on this thing yet, but we can do a test bake. It's nice to be able to do test bakes. Okay, so I mean that way you know what you're getting yourself into. You know if things are going wrong. To have just some parts of your model done already, so you can do a test bake, and you know, the bake's gonna have to happen again here, but you know what, why am I pressing G? Why don't I just do all of this at once? Just press G after that. Okay, delete these guys. Two. I was supposed to be doing that on the ride up. All right, and then our final V shape, hopefully. I actually have to delete a couple of V shapes on the other side too. I only did one side. But this is looking like a lot less geometry now. What I was working with there, it just seemed excessive, especially for some part of the model that the character's hand, a character's hand will most likely have his fingers around. You know, for that much occlusion, it's like that's not worth it. Okay, yeah, I gotta do my V's on this side and on this side. So let me just work my way down here, and then I have to delete my V's over there. Hoping you guys are getting some productivity in today, though. Feel free to work along with me. I'm sure you know what I'm doing. You just listen to the pain in my voice and know what exactly I'm doing. This is going to be a fantastic tutorial for whoever's watching this. I may edit this out. Fast forward through it, maybe. Make sure I'm not missing any V's here. Once again, would be a big improvement. I'm feeling a little lazy today. Or, you know, lazy's not the word, because this is more work than doing that over again, probably. Stubborn? Stubborn, that's the word. I'm being a stubborn modeler today. And it's nothing to be ashamed about. Okay, one more V shape here. Alright, now I need to go through and delete these V's. Actually, hang on. This... Why did this happen? You should be doing this. Okay. Keep an eye out for any more occurrences like that. Grab, 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 and grab, grab, and delete. Yay! Delete history, definitely. Let's re-soften this guy out, make sure that everything's looking good for that. Okay. That seems a lot better for UVs, in my opinion. Let's, I wonder if this is gonna unfold now. Nope, still don't like it. Okay. And UV, like the unfolding tools are really weird. Because some unfold tools and like the smoothness tool, like watch this. I have like a Twinkie shape right now, but if I enlarge my UVs here, for some weird reason, if I press G again and unfold, I get like a little bit more unfolding now because there's some enlarging of the UVs and it feels like it's a little bit more important. I'm just gonna do this here. Let's enlarge my little Twinkie handles here. I'll do my smooth tool again, and you see I get just a little bit more unfolding now, for some reason. Yep. F. Yeah, if you're seeing something new that you've never seen before and you hate your life now, you're allowed to use curse words in chat. That's also acceptable. Let's get the cap in there too, just so I can show you the difference between whether or not things have to be have a high res or just leave them as is. Okay, because my high res and game res are exactly the same. Pull the UVs out again. My high res and game res are exactly the same for this top shape. There's some UV seams here too. Separate this guy out into some pieces. Oh. Grab the whole edge here, actually. Just double click and get the whole edge this time. Cut, and that should do the job. Yay. I only need one UV seam on this guy. I would say the least visible UV seam is probably going to be this guy, so let's grab this shape and do a move and so. Wait, let me flip first. Flip you around. Put you back in place here. Do a move and so. Unfold. There we go. make sure these guys move in so too. Nice cylinder, bro. Now these guys, you're going to need to get reprojected. Just get a different angle, do a camera reprojection, unfold, all that good stuff. All right, so now I need to get these guys to a good scale, and then we'll get to baking, okay? So I'm going to use the layout tool here. I should be able to use the layout tool. Just grab UVs, use layout. Just go to my options here. Let's do unfold 3D. We want to use the newer stuff, not the legacy stuff all the time. If the new stuff doesn't work, then you can move on to the legacy stuff. But these are some important things that I need to have turned on. I need shell pre-scaling, preserve 3D ratios. I don't want any rotation unless it's, you know, locking it at 90 degrees. So if it does rotate, it's only going to rotate 90 degrees. I don't think it's going to really do that. But we'll see. Scale mode is uniform. So watch this. So that flipped everything down. It flipped everything into 90 degrees. You still see how much room I have left here, right? Like, it's just, these long shapes really do this kind of thing to UVs, and it's unfortunate. We do still have a handle guard here and a brass tip to this thing that needs to get modeled out. I don't think that's going to take up that much space though, so it's just like, I may split this. I may split this sword up into 3 pieces instead of 2 pieces, maybe. I don't know. It still seems pretty wasteful to have all this room go to waste. I wonder. Let's see what happens here. Let's I just want to try to plan some of this stuff out here. Rotate you this way, maybe. No. These are the ones that are setting the tone, and that's the only direction I can go. These long shapes here are kind of messing things up. Whatever. I mean, if you do have some UV space, it's gonna be okay. That gives you more room for customization. If you want to add like a lanyard to this thing, like a rope dangling down off of it, then that gives us some room to do some things. So let's just try this guy out here, okay? I'm just gonna stick with it. That's probably not gonna be the final UV layout. Absolutely not. But let's get to an endpoint here. So this is my, I actually have to name this stuff too. Remember to name your stuff. My B key is like broken because I'm a passionate sculptor. Blade low. Handle. Square low. Actually here, I need to go to my outliner. Make sure you don't have any groups. I'm gonna select, this guy can go away. Select your entire model out. Let me save before I do this. Select my entire model out, hit Shift P, and that's going to unparent everything. No groups. So that's good, that's a good thing. All of my, yeah, those guys are all separated. I don't want that. Wait a minute. Okay, so these guys are sticking around for both of those. That's okay, I want that all to be separated anyways. I'm gonna combine those together. Delete history, and that should make that just one group. There we go. That looks cleaner. I'll add this to the high. That way I don't get confused here. Okay. I want this shape together with this shape though, because it's going to bake together into one shape. So I actually, once again, I need to combine that stuff together, delete history, and now it's only one shape. And it doesn't really matter that I have a top and a bottom to the high res. We're not going to really see that. It's not going to occupy any extra UV space. So handle underscore. I'm going to use lowercase. This one right here is not going to work because I'm using uppercase. So just use lowercase. This is the cap or pummel. Let's just do pummel underscore. This one's high. Take you away. What's happening? Oh, I combined it again. Add to selected. Handle low. So I have a pummel underscore high. Now this is my pummel underscore low. What's this? This is probably my high blade. Yep. Blade. B key, come on. Blade underscore high. Okay. Now, you know, if you want to see, you need to make sure your stuff is named correctly and everything's positioned the right way. So what I like to do here is I like to go to display, attribute order, or sort order, sorry. Instead of having scene hierarchy turned on, I like to do alphabetical. And what that does is all the alphabetical shapes, you'll see them right next to each other. So you'll see if there's any name difference between your naming conventions there.